Alrighty. So, last couple of questions in this series of variance shit. All right. So, but before we go into it, oh, sorry, Tom, that was my fault. I cued the director to go there. Can we go back real fast? I'm just a bad person. Let's explode me back, shall we? Whoa. I didn't know I was going to do that. I thought it goes, whoa. Okay, good. I'm glad I did that. So, anyways, going back to this thought process, now we're going to do it for direct materials, right, guys? We're still going to do what's called the price variance and the usage variance for direct materials. Only here's the thing now. When it comes to direct labor, right, we're always going to pool our numbers from the same location. In other words, when I read the question, there's not going to be any sort of delineating factors between how many things I buy and how many things I use. Because when it comes to labor, when you buy an hour of labor, that person uses that hour to kind of help you do what you're doing. So that doesn't really matter. When it comes to materials, though, there is a distinction between how many materials I buy and how many materials I use. Now, before I go into this distinction, let's just make something clear. If on the exam the number that I buy and the number that I use are the same, then fucking don't worry about it, right? This doesn't matter. But oftentimes they will differ, so let's clear this up, okay? Let's say that, we at Tutoring Zone, when we buy stuff, we actually buy like usually large quantities for like our live locations. We'll buy like lots of paper, okay? So we buy fuck tons of paper, all right? Now, here's the thing. Remember, a variance is how much we are off by way of a budgeted amount. In the most simple and crude sense, a variance tells me how much someone's going to fuck me. All right? So if someone's going to try to fuck me on price, can I ask you a question? If someone's going to fuck me on price, is it going to be based upon how much paper I buy or how much paper gets printed? I'll say it one more time. If someone's going to fuck me on price, is it going to be based upon how much I buy or the people who then use it and print it into packets? Good. It's going to be based upon how much I buy. If someone's going to fuck me on price, it's the guy who's supplying me the paper, right? Similarly, if I'm going to get fucked on usage, right? A usage variance does not depend upon how much I buy. It instead depends upon how much I use. Do we see the difference? So when you go through the numbers, you have to be really careful about that, okay? And let me go back and reread this question to show you how this works, okay? So it does say here, thanks, Tom, Dick Toucher Incorporated makes lap desks to sell to tutoring companies. Okay, great. So we got all the labor stuff up here, and we really analyzed that very well. But now let's switch gears and go down here to the what? To the material stuff. They purchased 20,000 pounds of plastic or material at an actual cost of $8,000. They used 12,000 pounds of that plastic to make the 3,000 lap desks. The standard quantity of plastic per lap desk is 2.5 pounds, and the standard price is 50 cents a pound. So the first question I'm going to ask in this series is, what is the direct materials price variance? And as a way to memorize it, guys, okay, it has to start with the same letter. When you do a price variance, it has to do with how much you purchased. All right, guys? The price variance is based upon how much you purchased. All right? So let's go here. The price variance is the difference between the actual price and the standard price times the actual quantity. All right? So remember, guys, price is always what? Per unit or total? Good. Price is always per unit. Quantity is always a total. So let's figure out the actual price per unit minus the standard price per unit times the actual quantity. Well, let's take a look at the question originally and see if we can't get maybe, I don't know, let's get the standard price. That might be easy, okay? What is the standard price, okay? The standard quantity of plastic per lap desk is 2.5, and the standard price is 50 cents per pound. So we already have it as a per unit. You see, when we do a price variance for, let's say, labor, it's per hour, right, guys? When we do a price variance for materials, it's usually per pound, per ounce, something like that. So the standard price, right, the standard price is 50 cents a pound, right? Now, what is the actual price that we paid per pound, right, guys? What's the actual price that we paid per pound? Well, let's see, okay? It says here, right, oh, they purchased 20,000 pounds, but they used 12,000. So hold on a second. Which of these two numbers am I going to focus on to answer this question? The 20 or the 12? Good. The 20. When doing a price variance, it needs to be predicated or based upon the amount that we purchased. So they purchased 20,000 pounds for $8,000. So the actual price per unit is going to be $8,000 divided by 20,000 pounds. So 8 over 20 gives us what? 40 cents. Now, before I even trudge forward at all, what's the question you always ask yourself? Good or bad? Awesome. It's actually good. the actual price we paid is 40 cents. The standard price is 50 cents, right? So we should have paid 50 cents a pound, but someone fucking hooked us up and we got it for 40 cents a pound. So when I go to the answer choices, I say what? Good. The unfavorable answers aren't there. Okay? So let's keep on going. Times the actual quantity of things that were purchased. So we're going to multiply this by 20,000. So 20,000, right? 20,000 times the difference there of 0.1 should get us $2,000 favorable. All right? $2,000 favorable. All right? So I'm going to go here and say, okay, that is answer choice A. Not bad. Let's keep on going. So don't forget, for the price variance, we always look at how much we purchased. Now, what about the usage or efficiency variance? All right, guys, what about the usage variance? Well, for the usage variance, same thing. It always starts with the same letter. It has to do with how much we used. Do we all see that? The usage variance is entirely predicated upon how much we use. So let's go back to the formula, right, guys? A usage variance is the actual quantity minus the standard quantity times the standard price. Now, don't forget, is quantity always per unit or total? Good, it's always as a total, right? And price is always per unit. So let's go here. Remember, guys, materials are usually measured in like pounds. So what is the actual quantity of pounds that we use? So going back here, they purchased 20,000 pounds of plastic. They used 12,000. Oh, so now the 20,000 doesn't matter. The 12,000 does. So here we got to do 12,000 pounds, right? 12,000 pounds. Minus what is the standard quantity of pounds that we should have used? In other words, how many pounds of material should we have used? Well, it says here, right? The standard quantity of plastic per lap desk is 2.5 pounds. So it's going to be 2.5 pounds times what, guys? Times 3250, right? No, good, right? I'm fucking with you. It's not 3250. It's what? 3,000. Once again, you never reuse the fake number of lap desks, right? Oh, we thought we were going to make 3250 lap desks. Who gives a fuck? We actually made 3,000 lap desks, all right, guys? So 3,000 times 2.5 is 7,500 pounds. Okay? Now let's go here real fast and make sure we get this. Is this good or bad? Awesome. It's bad, right? Look, the actual quantity of pounds of shit that we used, 12,000 pounds of shit. We should have used 7,500. So we fucked up somewhere. Do we all see that, right? The actual quantity that we used was 12,000. We should have used 7,500. So we already know this is an unfavorable variance, right, guys? It's an unfavorable variance, okay? Now we're going to multiply that by the standard price. What's the standard price for a pound? Yep. It tells us it's 50 cents, okay? It's 50 cents. So I'm going to do this real fast, times 0.5, and that gives us, right? Turns out this gives us 2250 unfavorable. All right, guys? 2250 unfavorable. All right, so the answer here would be answer choice C. Now, guess what? Just because I'm thinking on the fly here, I'm going to throw in one extra question that you can get in 30 seconds. I'm going to kind of lay this shit all out here for you. Give me 1 second here. Okay, so hopefully that makes good sense, but I have a great question for you. What is the flexible budget variance? Okay, what is the flexible budget variance for direct materials? Okay. Show me how or why you got that answer, okay? And we can do it based solely upon the information in this video. Now, why am I doing this? And the thing what I'm going to do is this, guys. So give yourself a second, maybe pause the video and write down that question, and here's why, all right? The first person to get that question correct and post it on the wall, I'm going to give you the final exam review for free. Okay? So I'm going to repeat that one more time. Okay, you've gone through all these videos, you got into this part, and so you're like, okay, the first person to get this correct and post it on the wall and show me your work as to where you got it, right? I'll give you a free final exam review. All right? So thanks again for watching these things, guys. Hopefully this all makes sense, and we'll see you real soon. Take it easy.